On that note about people who have too many people following them, that doesn't always work, because if there's someone famous in techie world, like Crazy Bob is like ultra famous in the techie world. He has so many people following him, he'll never answer you if you say anything to him, but you'll get a lot of stuff from the stuff he posts because he's so into Twitter. He knows the people who developed it. He helped develop, stuff at Google. So I follow him just because I'm going to learn from him, even though he's never going to read anything I say because he's got, too much going on. So I also use it. It can be, honestly, it's almost a wiki at times, for it's everything at once.
I don't think I've ever met anybody who started out with Twitter by saying, oh, this is the coolest thing ever. Everybody I've ever met, and there may be some exceptions in this room, but everybody I've ever met, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why in the hell would I ever want to do that? Then they try it, and you get one of two reactions. Either, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, or I'm addicted to it, it's like crack. And it's amazing. I have a blast with it, and I'll tell you a little story. Probably about a year ago, I got stung by a scorpion and had an allergic reaction to it. I was Twittering all the time. When I got stung, I took medicine that knocked me out. Within a few hours, I had a phone call from Jennifer. You're not saying anything. Is everything okay? And sure enough, you get to know these people, and you get to know things that you probably don't know about your mom talking to her on the phone every 3 weeks or whatever. It's quite a bit more revealing and detailed than a lot of that. And it's a great tool, and it's great for fun also. Sure.
I actually, my name is Adrian. My Twitter is Adri, A-D-R-I. And I actually read a blog post like a year ago with a term that I really love about Twitter called ambient intimacy, because there's so much that's being put out there on a day-to-day basis by people who you don't know, you just met, that you learn so much. They don't eat shellfish. Maybe you've never met this person, but they don't eat shellfish, right? It's an ambient sort of, the information is there, you can pick it up, you can not pick it up, and it builds relationships. I met more people on Twitter, new connections that I wouldn't have met otherwise in the first 3 weeks I was using it than I'd met on social networking sites dedicated to that purpose in like 4 months. Because in Twitter, if one of my contacts is talking to someone, you see that, are there any @ replies up? So where it says @ someone's name, that's someone on my list talking to someone else. And if the conversation looks interesting, maybe I've only seen half of it, I'll go check out the other person's side of it and meet new people that way. Something else I wanted to address in addition to meeting people is I have a distributed company. We're completely virtual. I have people in Europe, New Zealand, and North America. And having something like Twitter allows us to have what they call water cooler conversation, even though we're not together. So it allows sort of a casual back channel to our company that allows people to get to know each other even though they don't meet face to face, which really contributes to having an actual office or workplace type relationship with other people.
I agree. Do you know that I find out about news events in the whole world on Twitter before it's ever on CNN, anywhere else? It will be on Twitter first. Any explosion, any earthquake, any storm is always on Twitter first.
Yeah, the people that are right there where it's happening on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
It'll get relayed.
It gets relayed quickly. Things spread very, very fast.
There are programs. That student that was overseas and
Right.
arrested.
Because of Twitter.
Yeah.
All he said was arrested.
Right.
And because of that, people who were following him on Twitter knew where he was and what he was doing because he kept everyone updated and knew that, hey, something needs to be done. And he got out of jail in, what was it, Egypt or where was it?
Yeah, I think
Egypt.
Right?
Yeah, and he also started a campaign to get his photographer help a friend or whatever it was that was with him that didn't have any credentials or any connections at all. So they were even using it to network here to help that guy.
It's the speed of the speed of a conversation happens over the internet on Twitter. So absolutely.
One of the downsides to Twitter, though, if someone's talking about you and you don't follow them, you're not going to know it. So there are third-party programs, though, that can fix that. If anyone's interested, they don't know. Yeah, that just track everything that has your name in it. So, and if it's blocked at work, there are ways to get around that too, which I've dealt with.
Talk to him after the session.
I think that's a session of its own.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get around. I mean, there's Twitter Fox. You can add it to Firefox. There's Twirl. There's everything. So.
What is Twirl?
My name's Andy Thomas, and I have a little bit different way of using Twitter. They talked about the news updates and storms she mentioned. Well, I actually work just down the street at our local newspaper, and a couple of years ago, I'm an editor there. A couple of years ago, they were encouraging reporters and editors to start doing blogs, and I started doing a blog about weather because that's an interest that I've always had. And then this year I decided to start using Twitter with it, I have a Twitter badge on my blog, so and I basically am reporting news about weather that's happening, and I'm relaying anytime there's a severe weather warning, like tornado warning or anything like that, I try to catch it and put it on Twitter for South Texas and Central Texas. So you can keep an eye out for that.